Hi, let's get started with the Vulnhub Machine, Corrosion 1. So I'll be solving these two machines from the series. So the first part is on Corrosion 1. So let's start with the IP address of that machine. So the IP address of that machine is 10.0.2.12. Let's quickly do an nmap scan. So as you can see here, there are two ports open. So let's quickly go and look at the IP address. So let's run a GoBuster scan. So we have got a directory called task, blog post, and we have a page, index.html. Let's take a look at them one by one. So we have a file here, task to-do list. So these are the steps that need to be completed. Also, let's take a look at the blog post as well. So let's take a look at within this directory, and let's run a GoBuster scan on this. So we have three more directories. We have files. One file and two directories: index.html, archives, and uploads. Let's go to each one of these one by one. It's just the same page. We have one more thing. We have some logs file, but it's not showing anything. Let's check one more thing. Yeah, so nothing here. So let's try and use this, and we'll use some exploits here in order to gain access to the directories, and we want to read the files as well. So let's run wfuzz quickly. So we can use a file in place of first, and let's take a look at that now. Also, let's take a look at one more thing. So earlier they were talking about auth log, so let's also take a look at that. So let's also try running that, running some commands along with this as well. So what we can see here is we can see a message like this, session closed for user root. So what we can do here, we can try doing an SSH, and let's try one more thing. We'll try PHP, getting the shell using PHP command shell. So we're going to use something like this, a PHP system, and we're going to use get parameters instead of this. So let's try that. So we don't know the password yet, but if we try that running commands again, so what we're getting here is now we are able to get the ID. Now let's run some other commands as well. So we are getting the details here from the directories. Let's also check if they have Python, which version of Python they're running. So now let's use the payload, all the things. So let's take a reverse shell. Let's use the Python one. and we're going to use the second one. So first what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a port. So we'll go do a netcat and listen to port 1234. Let's also check the IP address of this machine. So it's 10.0.2.7, so we have to take that as well. So now instead of this, what we're going to do here is we'll paste this here, and we have to change this IP address. The IP address of the parent machine was 10.0.2.7, and we're going to use the port 1234. And now let's try this. Also, there's one more thing. Instead of Python, we're going to use Python 3. So keep that in mind. Let's run this now. Okay, so we got a shell here. So let's try ID. Okay, so we are in. So let's try spawning the shell here. So let's do an ls. Let's go to home. So we have one more user. So we are not able to access this folder. So let's find the files which have the permission that we can execute. So let's use that, find that. So let's go to the var and let's backups folder. And we'll now copy this to our machine. So let's run an http server here, and let's go quickly copy the files. So it's running on port 8000. So let's copy that. Let's go to So we have copied the file here, and let's try to unzip this. So it's asking for a password. So so we have to crack the password. So we're going to use fcrack zip. So before that, let's copy rockyou.txt file here. So let's use that and let's crack the password. So we found the password here, so let's use this password. So we got a lot of files here, and let's cat the password. So let's use this password to log in to the machine. So let's quickly do an SSH, and let's use a username. So now we are into the machine, and with the username, so let's take a look at the tools folder as well. So first, let's look at the user flag. So we found the first user flag here, and let's go to the tools folder. So we have easyinfo.py. So let's take a look at that. So what we can do here is we can use the, let me just go back. So we have sysinfo.c here. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this file, and we'll use that in the vulnerable machine, corrosion machine. So let's quickly do that. So let's quickly delete all of that. and let's just quickly save that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to copy this to the machine. So let's just copy this file there. So we have copied this file here, and so let's quickly make a binary of this file. And let's run this file. So what we have to do here, we have to use the exact same name here, I guess. So let's quickly do that. And let's try running that again. So we got the root here, so we have to use exact same file name, as the permissions are only given to root. So if we are going to use this as a normal user, will not be able to use the sudo. So let's just quickly look at the ID, and let's take a look at the folder. So we have the root flag as well. Let's take a look at that. So we have now solved this machine. So thanks for watching.